Hey, I'm Rob at ThaRogue on Twitch and socials and JTR Digital on YouTube. Going to be playing part 2 of my Football Manager season of FM24 with North Ferriby, where I'm in the Championship. And you can see from last season's league table, even though I was predicted to finish bottom by the media, I actually finished 9th, just missing out on a playoff space by 1 point. So I feel I did pretty well. And last time we looked, I had minus 200,000 in the bank. I've now got 6.3 million thanks to all the championship prize money and all that good stuff. And I have made quite a few signings. Let's look at the sales first. I sold 3.1 million worth of players. Max Adamson was the first one. He was my unhappy. He was the top goal scorer and he was unhappy. He was never going to be happy. He wasn't going to renew his contract. It was worth about 3.5 million. I managed to get 1.5 for him. I'm fine with that. I can use that money for good stuff. The stadium is being rebuilt. We've got new training facilities. We've upgraded the youth facilities, which all needed doing. So we needed money to do all that. Tom Unwin was my second choice deep line playmaker, so he went for 600,000. That could rise to 775,000, which is good. Thorn Gathercole Luto, great name. He was a very good one for the future. I just don't have time to develop people at the moment. I can keep sending people out on loan, but when 300,000 comes in for him, I'd rather just get rid, because I don't think I'm going to be able to develop him at the club with the facilities I've got, so I might as well just cash in on him now before he just dies a death in my reserves or whatever. And then Kavanagh was my fourth choice centre back. He went for 160. Rouvier is my fourth choice striker. Bailey Berry spent the last couple of seasons out on loan. I got 130,000 for him. George Jones was my second choice left back. And Daniel Cox was my starting centre back, but I had so many poor players, I just had to fully upgrade the team. But all these have gone out. I've only managed to get this many in. I am going to struggle at the start of this season. The transfer window is still open. I've got a couple of loans I'm sorting out. But let's have a look at the players I've got, see what we think of these. So I've got Yashua Emberson. He is my second choice left-sided centre-back. And he is not too bad. He's not great. If I compare him with Walker, who is another new signing, you can see that Walker is just better all round. Because Walker is my starting choice left-sided centre-back. Got him in from Bournemouth. He started at Bournemouth. He was coming from Dundee on a free, which is good. We have Dennis Sirkin, who is coming at the left back. He's 32. I only tried to get him for 1 year, but I've got him for 2 years. I don't think I'm going to play him in the next year. But if we compare him to my Tresmania, who played left back last year, he is much better overall. And this is what I need. I just need that bit extra quality. So we've got that there. This is Ben Jordan. He's going to be my new right-sided starting centre-back. I got him on a free from Salford after Salford let him go. If you compare him with Phil Jeffy, who was my best defender, well, best central defender last year, he is a slight upgrade. He's 2 years younger, so he's a little bit better, so I'll take that. And one sale I didn't mention was Sam Parker, who was my signing of the season last year at right back. I had sold him for 2.5 million. If you compare him with Rowland, who is my second choice, it's obviously better, but unfortunately now Rowland is my first choice. I haven't been able to sign one. I do have some transfers trying to be sorted. I'm trying to get Marvin Thomas on loan. Hopefully I can. If you compare him with Rowland, you will see that he is an upgrade, just about, but he's the best I can get at the moment, so hopefully we can get that sorted, and that'll be my defence. Will be quite solid. I don't have a backup goalkeeper at the moment either. The best signing I've made so far, really, the biggest upgrade is Jackson. If you compare him to Dagnogo, who was my starting ball-winning midfielder, he is much better all around, much more physical as well, which is good. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays. The only other problem is I haven't been able to sign another deep line playmaker, so Carline is going to continue to be my deep line playmaker, and I've made him upset by trying to sell him. So we'll see how that goes for the season. Short and Ahmed are going to stay as the advanced midfielder and the attacking playmaker. Arnold is going to stay in as the poacher. He's been my top goal scorer, well, one of the top goal scorers for the last few seasons. And then there is Stonnell, who I've brought in. Where did he come from? He's come from Chesterfield, boo. If you compare Stonnell to Arnold, you'll see that he's a bit of an upgrade. They're much better all round. Not quite as fast, not quite as physical, but better technically, better in the air, better vision. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these two play together up top. The only other player I've signed of note is Parsons, who is a young striker who's got some pretty good stats about it if you compare him with Arnold. And so he is quite good, but Arnold just seems to score, so I'm going to stick with Arnold for now. I'm going to keep Parsons on the bench, keep bringing him on, because he's only 19, which is good. The only other problem I have with Arnold is he doesn't like big matches. and I don't really like that. Parsons is inconsistent, which I don't like for a striker either. I don't like for any player, but we'll see how this team goes. And you can see with all the sales I've made and all the players I've bought, I'm still tipped to finish bottom, but I was still 1 point off the pass last time, so hopefully I can just get that extra point. First game is against Portsmouth, who have just been promoted and are just to be finished 21st next season, so that's going to be fine. Hopefully this will be one of the easier games of the season, so hopefully we do well. This Shaw's injured, so for sure I'm going to have to bring in Ania, and then we're going to have to play with 2 subs missing because I don't have the players. I've got Kean Beston on trial, but I don't think I'm going to keep him because I've got like left backs and left-sided centre backs sorted, so I'm not going to worry about him too much. Okay, kick off first game of the new season, playing against one of the easier teams I'm going to play according to the press. But what do the press know? They know that they're going to get forward down the side, and Arnold's going to foul them straight away. So, good start. Kennedy crossing it in to the back post. Jordan's going to clear it. It's going to come back to Sirkin. He's going to head it away. So Sirkin is quite tall. I was talked about this in the first video, getting or conceding back post headers. Having a big, tall left back's going to help with that, and he's already won a couple of headers there already, so that's good. Goddard comes out and takes it. Corner for Kennedy, their 3rd corner in a row. Cleared by Jackson. He's on a yellow card, which is not what I want to see. Cross comes into the back post. It's a back post header conceded. What did I just say about back post headers? It's so many of them. Who was marking him there? So Brewster's got it on the far side. Pulling it into Kennedy. Back out to Brewster. Gone out to Scarlett. Who's up there with him? Sirkin and... who's that? I can't see. Sirkin and Walker, 2 new signings. My left back and my left-sided centre-back. Between them, they should have got there. Oh, Sirkin with a free kick. Somebody's gone down. Is it a penalty? It is. A penalty for us. Who's on it? It's like Ahmed. Tiny little Ahmed. And he's missed. Oh, I can't believe that. We've been terrible at penalties. Unwin was on penalties. He was my best penalty taker, but he missed 3 in a row. And he's missed more than he scored, so I took him off. But, yeah, Ahmed should do better. Kennedy's got the ball on the lines, cleared out. Jackson's fouled someone. So he didn't foul him, he took him down. He was already on a yellow, and they've just scored another. Oh dear, this is going to be one of the easiest games of the season. Although I did start slow last year, so nothing to worry about at the moment. But I thought they would give away a penalty, but a day out to Norton Cuffy, who just places it, basically puts it through Goddard. Yeah, well, they've had 3 shots on target, scored 2, and we've missed a penalty. So excellent. I'm going to tell them they'll be terrible and sort it out. Oh, Stonnell's gone off injured. I can't believe it. It's going to have to be Aloisio. Going to come on as the advanced forward. I think Arnold's going to stay on as poacher. Terrible passing. Okay, Arnold wins the ball up the pitch. Ahmed through to Aloisio, who has scored. Was he onside? It looks like he's onside. First goal of the season. He only scored 1 all of last season, but he is only young. He scored a couple in the Under-20s World Cup in the break. But Ahmed over the top. Aloisio through and beats the keeper easily. Did look offside. I wonder if we'll see a replay of the offside. Yeah, we'll see it here. He was just on. Just. Held his run though up well. That's cool. Okay, let's look at some subs now. Nobody is playing well. There's only a couple of players playing well. Jamie Arnold's pressured by the feedback. I can't have that. We'll give Parsons his debut. Brian Jackson, anxious on a yellow and tired. So Dagnogo can come on for him. Ania for Bagley. Carline. I haven't got a replacement for Carline. I'm struggling to sign a deep line playmaker. Sirkin for Tresmanio. Basically bringing on last season's lineup. We'll see how that goes. I'm just going to put the tempo higher, pass more directly, work the ball into the box. I'm just going to push higher up as well, just to put on attacking. So I just want to make sure what I've put Parsons on as, because I didn't update his role. I'll put him as an advanced forward. That gives me 2 advanced forwards. That'll be fine just for the last 10 minutes of this game. Go very attacking for the last 4 minutes of injury time. It usually doesn't help. It's not going to help in this case. Well, it might do. Tresmanio to Aloisio. Tresmanio again. To Bagley. Jordan. Roland. Loose pass. We definitely need a new right back. I've not been impressed with him last season or so far, or this game. So, definitely need a new right back. They've played a long crossfield pass. Larry O'Neill, Wade. It's just so easy for him. Larios. Oh, I would hit the Fides, was that? Hit the post from hit the crossbar from the penalty spot, and Bagley has just hacked somebody down. And I think this will be the last chance, so it's going to be start the season with a defeat, just like last season. It was 3-2 last season, and they missed a penalty. 2-1 this season, and we missed a penalty. Goddard with the save. So the first game of the season, losing by 1 goal, seems to be what happens. I always tend to get 4 points in the first 3 games of the season. I usually win 1, lose 1 and draw 1. I never know what order they're going to come in. We're starting with a loss this time. By the looks of it, yeah, there it is. Full-time whistle. 2-1 to Portsmouth. Ruining that penalty miss. We've also got the injury to Stonnell. Let's see how bad that is. 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks. One thing I didn't mention as well, I did do an overhaul of the coaching staff. I now got the best coaching staff across all areas in the Championship, so that's good. We've got our only right back suspended, our best attacking midfielder is injured, and our number 1 or number 2 striker is also injured. So great start to the season. I'll come back when something interesting happens. I feel personally attacked by Football Manager here. So this is the first year I was in a relegation battle, managed to finish mid-table. And then I got promoted, nearly got relegated. Playoffs, promoted, playoffs, promoted. And then the 2 seasons I decided to record for YouTube prosperity. I finished mid-table, well 1 point off, but I was never really close. Even though I was 1 point off the playoffs, I was never really that close. In the first season, the second season, I'm just mid-table again. But we're only halfway through the season, we're 10 points behind. We were in this position last time and nearly made it. And we had minus goal difference last time as well. So we'll see how it goes. I've made some signings. Let's look at the signings. So first up we have Marvin Thomas at right back, who is much better than his counterpart Roland. If we compare the two, you'll see it's a bit of an upgrade, but I've got him in. He's not as good as the right back that I sold, which I'm turning out to be a massive mistake. But never mind. I had to sell Carline. Carline was unhappy, so I've got Owusu in. If we compare him with the other midfielder, whose name is Steve McDonald, these are the 2 deep line playmakers I've got. I think Owusu is just that little bit better. But they're both in on loan, which is good because I don't have a deep line playmaker in the squad at the moment. And then the other player I got in the loan was Declan Weir. I got him in as a starting goalkeeper. If we compare him to Goddard, just compare him man to man with Goddard, he is not as good as shot stopping, better distribution, better in the air. He's probably better overall. But unfortunately, he conceded 8 in 3 games. He conceded 4 in a game back-to-back. And then, so I've dropped him back to the bench. He conceded 8 in 3 games. He kept 1 clean sheet. That's how bad he's been. If you see Goddard has sort of kept up how he was doing last season. 2 clean sheets in 20, conceded 33. I'm getting hammered every game, and it's really frustrating. But if you look at the schedule, you can see a lot of red and a lot of orange. But we are playing Luton in our next game. Luton are down in 23rd, so there's a chance to get 3 points. So I'm going to play that game and see how it goes. And annoyingly, I've just talked all the way through the team and then realised I wasn't recording. So this is the starting 11. Basically, I'm bringing McDonald in for Owusu because Owusu hasn't been playing very well recently. So I brought McDonald in to start deep line playmaker. Jackson's moving up to a ball-winning midfielder in midfield rather than defensively because I promised him I'd play him as a ball-winning midfielder in midfield, and I don't want to break that promise, so I've moved him up. The other things worth noting is that Trasmanio, my backup left back, and Bagley, who's been playing well, is an attacking midfielder. He's been playing quite well, but they were both unhappy they weren't being played, so I've sold them both. Bagley for 300,000 to Aberdeen and 190,000 for Trasmanio. So I'm definitely after some signings in January. But this is the team. One thing I didn't mention actually when I was recording is Lucio only scored 1 goal last year. He's got 19 goal contributions in 22 games this year, so he's playing really well. Just like the other game in this video, this is going to be one of the more easier to win ones, hopefully. Ahmed picks up the loose ball back post, and it's blocked. But it's picked up by McDonald through to Sirkin with a good shot, not bad for a left back. I don't know why he's doing that. I thought he was taking the corner, I think, at the far side. So now he's going to... So Lucio to take the corner on the other side with the in-swinger to Jordan. He goes over. This is just like the other game we played in this video. This is one of the easier to win games. So I'm hoping for 3 points here. I'm hoping that RNG that you get when you close Football Manager and reopen it is going to kick in. I haven't played for about a week and a half. I've had to take a break and I've had lots to do. So hopefully that break has kicked the game into gear. It's going to start giving me some wins. Stonnell through to Lucio, who's offside. Don't celebrate. Saw the flag go up. He looked offside as soon as the pass went through, but he's doing that a lot. He is getting in offside positions quite a bit. Thomas driving inside to Shaw, who's through on goal and places it bottom corner. It's 1-0. It's the first time I've been ahead in the games I've played on YouTube. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully this is the start, and we'll push like we did last year, where we had a much better second half to the year than we did in the first half, and then we pushed through and just finished a point short of the playoffs. Hopefully we can do that this year and not just have another mid-table season that is quite dull. Another corner from Sirkin, another left-footed in-swinger. McCarthy's a walker out to Lucio, into McDonald, to Ahmed, who's curled it into the top corner, and it's 2-0. They still have not had a shot. So 2-0 at half-time. We're going to say we've done well controlling possession. Everybody's nice and happy or looking delighted. That's good. Another corner. Is it going to be Sirkin again with the in-swinger? Looking for Jordan. Worms with a throw into Barros. Worms going to drive to the line, dink it over to Gala, who's nodded it in. It's 3-1 or 1-3. 25 minutes left. Not really thinking about making any subs yet. Everybody's doing okay. Everybody's happy. Everybody's healthy. So we'll probably just leave it for now. Again, they've had 2 shots on target and 1's gone in. This is a huge problem I'm having with my goalkeepers. I know I keep mentioning it, but it is a problem. I've had 10 on target and scored 3 for comparison. Okay, 15 minutes left. Let's look at making some subs. So Lucio's had a bad game. I'm going to bring in Arnold. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to bring in Parsons. Parsons doesn't get to play much, and we're 3-0 up. So Shaw's a bit tired, but he's playing really well. I don't really have a left back to bring on. I'll tell you what, Sirkin for. We'll bring on Emberson at left back, and then McDonald for Owusu, and then we'll take Shaw off anyway. We'll put Anir on. We'll just take the tired players off. We're all 3-1. I do think we can see this game out. I don't know if it's worth taking Kane Walker off or not. I'll keep one sub for now and see what happens. 5 minutes left, corner for Luton. If something comes from this, I'm going to start to get a bit worried. Gala is going to cross it over. Goddard's going to claim it. That's great. I'm just going to, while we're here, let's just waste time a bit and just slow things down and keep possession just that bit more. Just that little bit of a change in play. We don't need to do anything too drastic. We don't need to go fully defensive or anything. Time has been played. They're not going to score 2 in this time, so we're all going to get the 3 points. And yeah, very good. I mean, we dominated them. They had 3 shots on. They had 3 shots on target. 1 went in. We had 10 shots on target. 3 went in. 3 points. Where does that put us in the table? Because 13th. So we're still 8 points behind Blackburn, and we've played a game more as well. I don't know how this season's going to go, but I'm going to keep playing. I've played 6 more games, and things have gone average as they have been all season. I'm still 11 points away from the playoffs with 10, 15, 16 games to go. Coming back to the spending, because this is the transfer window's closed. Norwich spending 3 million, Burnley second spending 1.3. And not Norwich out the FA Cup with a rotated team as well. And I'm still down here just on 99,000. So I mean, it's not too bad when you look at that. I don't know what the season preview. I'm still bottom in the season preview. I don't know if there's a. There we go. So my media prediction is 22nd. So I'm still predicted to finish in the relegation zone, and I'm mid-table. So I guess that's fine. I'm 18 points ahead of relegation. So that's okay. I've done some transfer business, so I've dropped my right back. It was on loan. He wasn't doing very well, so I got rid of him. I bought in Manu now, who is a bit of an all-rounder, 26-year-old. He's doing okay. He's still new to the squad, so we'll see how he goes. I also brought in Tyler Dobson on loan from Arsenal. If you compare him to Shaw, he's not very good. He's coming in as a depth option. He's my 4th choice attacking midfielder. It's because I've sold Bagley and I was a bit light, so I needed somebody to come in, and it's not too bad. Not very good in the air, but it's decent all round otherwise. So he's going to come in, 20-year-old as well. He's going to come in and hopefully do a job. Got Sustak in to come in at left back. If you cover for Sirkin, if you compare the two, he's a different player. He's not quite as good going forward, but he's better physically and is much quicker. He's also about 10 years younger as well, which helps a little bit. The other signing I've made is Tom Miles, because I've got the 2 deep line playmakers, but they're both on loan. I can't terminate the loans either, so I'm stuck with them. I'm training them to play as that defensive midfielder, deep line playmaker. But if you compare him to Owusu, you can see he's much, much better than Owusu. I just need to get him trained up in that position, and he should be good. And I've got him on quite a long contract as well, so hopefully he'll stick around for a few years and get that push to the Premier League. I almost forgot, Wayborn is a key sign. He's a new keeper I've signed. He's come in from Dundee for not much. He's conceded 4 in 2 games, but 3 of those were in one game where he conceded 15 shots on target, including a penalty that he saved. So to only let 3 goals in isn't bad. And if you compare him to Goddard, he's actually got better shot stopping. He's got the same shot stopping better in the air. I mean, he's just that little bit better with the goalkeeper. He's not quite as quick and mental, but he's just doing better at the moment. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he continues. And there we go, we've got 2 games left of the season, went on an unbeaten run of 12 games, and now we came up against Millwall, who are top of the league, who are going to win the league probably. They scored, Mora scored a hat-trick in the first 9 minutes of the game, put an end to it. I can now mathematically cannot get a playoff place. But let's have a look at the squad, let's see where that run of 12 games unbeaten came from. So this has been my typical first 11, it's gone quite well. Sustacker I brought in to be a backup left-back. I think his pace down the left has really helped. He's a pretty good run. Only 3 goal contributions, but player of the match and rating over 7, which I'm quite happy with. Dobson, who I brought in on loan, I brought him to be the 4th choice attacking midfielder, and it turns out he was really, really good. He's got 8 goal contributions in 13 games and a decent rating as well, so he's been really good there. And then apart from that, everything's just been fine. You can see where we went on this run of 12 league games unbeaten, starting with a 6-0 at Swansea and then having another 6-0 against Birmingham. Really putting some goals in, and then it just kind of petered out. I mean, at this point, after the Coventry game, we were only about 4 or 5 points behind, but then 2 draws and a loss, and now that is the season over again. So I'm going to play to the end of the season, do a bit of a wrap up, and then call quits on this save. Okay, the season is over, and while 8th place is still pretty good, considering we were judged to have finished 22nd. So we finished how many points? A lot of points, 34 points above where the press thought we would finish. Still 7 points off a playoff space, which is 6 points less than last time. So, things didn't go quite to plan. We did score a lot of goals. Aloisio, I think his name is, was the top goal scorer overall, with Shaw having the 3rd best average rating, and Sirkin at left back chipping in with the most assists of the season. Aloisio getting some of the most man of the matches as well. But the problem I've got at the moment, and why I'm not sure whether I want to end this save here and just forget about it and wait for Football Manager 2025, or whether I want to do a 3rd season in the Championship, is that we're struggling financially because we're rebuilding the stadium, we've upgraded the training facilities twice and upgraded the youth facilities, so we've spent all this money on making the club as a whole better. We're going to get some Championship money in, so we are going to get a big boost. This is what it looked like last season. We got that 4 million, so we're going to have some money. My transfer budget has been up next year to 1.5 million, so I'm going to have a lot more wages. But the problem I've got is I've relegated everyone out the first team squad who isn't good enough, and I'm left with 6 players, which means I need to buy 5 first team players and then an entire reserve team, basically. Need to buy 16 players, basically, of quality. At least 5 of pure quality, and then at least 11 who are good enough to be able to come in if these guys get injured. But as much as I don't want to play anymore and kind of leave it here, I'm excited about the fact that this Stonnell was doing really well. If we can get their stats, Stonnell came in, I started playing him above Arnold, 19 goal contributions in 18 starts. I know he's played 40 games overall, but he's come in and done really well. Shaw is there with 23 and 35. Ahmed is 23 and 37. And then Aloisio, 37 goal contributions and 50 appearances, which is really good. That is an excellent front 4. I've got Miles, who's can hold some of the part of the midfield. I just need to sign basically a quality ball-winning midfielder, and I've got the midfield sorted, and I've got a really solid centre-back with Walker. So from there, I only need to sign 3 defenders and a goalkeeper. I really struggle with goalkeepers, and then go from there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Another problem I've got is Shaw, who is really good. He's really good, especially in this team. He's one of the best players, one of the best players of last season. He's on 3,900 at the moment. He's contracted for another 2 years, but he's unhappy because he wants a new contract. But if you look at what he wants 12,000. And if you go to the team and you look at the contract information, you can see that the highest paid players on the team are only getting 7,000. So with that wage boost next year, I might be able to re-sign him and make him less unhappy, which will hopefully increases morale so he plays better. But then I'm probably going to have to the Brazilian guy, this guy, he's then going to probably want more money as well, and it'll cause a spiral that I'm not too happy about. But I am sort of half wanting to just quit and say I had a really good time getting North Ferriby to Championship, and then half of me just wants to really rebuild this team. Okay, let's look at the end of season review, and then we'll go back because I've been doing some transfer stuff already, and I've also jigged the first team a bit. I think I was a bit over picky when I was deciding which players to keep for next season, so I've put a few more from the under 21s back into the first team. Well, let's have a look at this new arrivals. Sustak was the signing of the season. Apparently got him in on loan. 14 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. I mean, he's got the highest average rating, but I would have thought the goals and assists from Stonnell were much better than that anyway. But okay, so Sustak signing of the season, I guess. Season's results: 8th in the Championship. Not too bad, I suppose. Beat A+ according to the. I mean, we're supposed to be down here. We're supposed to be where Ipswich is. So I mean, I'm happy with how it went. It was a bad start, and then we had this good run here, and then just this one loss to Millwall, who were top of the league. Not much we could do about that. And they got 104 points. There was no way we were going to beat them. But best result, 6-0 win. I also beat Birmingham 6-0. So there's that. Match to remember, 2-0 against Coventry. Again, same as last season. I don't remember that game, so it wasn't that much to remember. Goal of the season from Dobson. And that's it. Just a direct free kick from way out for that pulled us within 1, and then Aloisio tied the game up later, so that was all good. Finances were struggling a bit financially, but we should have some money coming in soon, and then that was the first 11. For the record breakers, so Sirkin, 17 assists, most assists in the season, most league appearances by Goddard overall, so 242. I don't think that'll be beaten probably now. Most league goals by a player, Arnold's got 88 overall. I don't think that'll be beat, although it could be beat because he's now leaving. And highest transfer fee received, 675 for Brian Jackson. That is... Oh, fee paid, sorry. Yeah, he was my record signing. I think I'm getting rid of him this season as well. No, I'm not. He is one of the players I'm keeping. Brian Jackson is there. I've also got Kevin Parsons, who's out on loan, so I forgot to look at him. He's pretty decent. The others are not too bad that I've added to the squad. And Sustak's on loan there, but I've also, as you can see, I've agreed to sign him. He's going to get a European slot because he didn't get a work permit. But I've decided to sign him up. And then just getting rid of some of the old guard. We've got Felix Goddard's gone for 2 million. Roland's gone for 90,000. Sirkin, who's 33-year-old, has gone for 19,000. Enia's gone for 1.7 million. And Jamie Arnold's gone for about 1 million. Jamie Arnold has been a really good servant to the team. He's top goal scorer nearly every year. But you can see he's starting to decline. Started with us in League 2, started to decline as we've gone on. And yeah, I mean... Looking forward to seeing how this lot does next year. Look at the finances. None of that transfer money and prize money's come in yet. We've got the transfer budget 2.5 million, 110,000 wage budget, but there's a lot of players going out, so that will drop a lot. One problem I do have is Aloisio is currently on 7,000. I've just offered him a contract for 11,000 because he had a very small release clause, and I need him if I'm going to play another season. Definitely need him up front. And the other player I've got a problem with is Shaw, because Shaw was unhappy. I tried to offer him a new contract. He's on 3,900. His agent said that he wanted about 12,000, and I thought that would be fine. But when I went into negotiations, he wanted 21,000, and I wasn't allowed to pay more than 11, so I really struggled with that. But we'll see how that goes. So that is the end of this season. So for North Ferriby, I'll probably do a video for the next season as well. I've got 10 days of Game Pass left, so I'll do that. But we'll see how it goes. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks' time for that. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you've enjoyed this, definitely subscribe for the next video, and I'll see you soon.